big political news is it looks like we have a race for Congress. Assemblywoman Deidre Scozzafava is now the presumptive nominee of the Republican Party. Happening yesterday after Jefferson County Republicans, by a vote of, depending on who you listen to, around 60-something to 40-something, with a few votes going to other folks. But Jefferson County Republican Committee voting to endorse and throw its considerable weight in the process behind Ms. Scozzafava. The Republicans, because it's a special election, there is no primary, there are no petitions, there is nothing that smacks of democracy. It is strictly the party insiders who will determine the nominees of the two parties. So on the Republican side, they've had a series of meetings attended by county chairs and other party operatives or apparatchiks or whatever you call them. And then tonight, each county will cast weighted vote based on the number of votes the party drew in the last congressional election. So Oswego County gets about 20.6% of the vote, Jefferson County 18.6%, St. Lawrence County 16.8%, down to tiny Hamilton County, who gets 1.5% of the vote. Well, Oswego County and a couple others had lined up behind Matt Dehoney. St. Lawrence County, Essex, and we believe Clinton County and Plattsburgh have lined up behind Ms. Scozzafava, and both sides had said from the beginning the deciding vote really would be that 18.6% of the ballots that come out of Jefferson County, and yesterday they went to Ms. Scozzafava. So you have to say at this point she would be the presumptive nominee. That would be the news term for it, not the actual nominee. That would come at a meeting tonight. So I want to make it clear it's not official, and obviously everybody from any county has the ability to change their mind. So if some other factor were to come into play. Now for Matt Dehoney, who is the investment banker and the Alex Bay native, who had come back to the North Country to run for Congress. Obviously, it's disappointing after setting up a fairly elaborate organization and raising money and all of that, but I don't count him out for 2010. He made a lot of inroads this year among Republican insiders, and if this race doesn't go the way the Republicans want this year, and there's good reason to think it may not, then I would be willing to bet Dehoney will be back in the hunt next year. In the general election campaign. So I don't think he's going to cut and run. And I don't know. I have not heard anything from his campaign. I have not talked to him or his campaign people. All I know is what bubbles up out of the media and other sources. But that's just my impression of the process. So we'll see what happens with him. But congratulations to Ms. Scozzafava, the presumptive nominee of the Republican Party for the office of Member of Congress of the United States of America in New York's 23rd Congressional District, a seat that's been in Republican hands since, 1871, something like that. Long time. The so-called North Country seat. And, of course, the expected opponent is Senator Darrell Albertine. And I don't care how many times the media says, well, he hasn't decided. Trust me, he's decided. You don't need to be a tea leaf reader to figure this one out. So he'll be running, and, the desire to have him run is not something cooked up in Albany even. I was told last night that it's directly from the West Wing. A lot of pressure from the West Wing to get this seat. That's the part of the White House where Rahm Emanuel hangs out. So full court press by not just a few Democrats locally or even Mr. Albertine himself. It's the President of the United States, POTUS. POTUS wants this to happen. And you can bet every resource is going to be put into it. Every bit of electoral hardware and weaponry will be brought into this district. It is going to be a great summer and fall. We're going to see operatives. We're going to see media sycophants. We're going to see talking heads. We're going to see all sorts of things going on. The broadcasters are going to make a ton of money. A ton of money. And at a time when the TV stations are struggling locally, this thing is a godsend. This is... God Almighty must have said, spare the North Country television stations the adversities of this economy. We will bring them a congressional race of Olympian proportions that will bring millions into the district and save them. And so it will be. And Channel 7 and Channel 50 and hopefully this station will net a ton of money off this. They won't do debates. There won't be any debates because the candidates don't want them and the media doesn't want to bother. They want the 30-second spots, and you're going to see them in spades this year. And you're already starting to see the the attack ads through the internet and everything from each side. So it's going to be a fascinating summer and fall as these two people go at it, and we'll see what happens. Very, very interesting stuff coming up. 755-1240, our phone number, if you'd like to give us a call to be on the hotline today. Talk about whatever you want within the bounds of good taste, and we will just go from there. Okay? All right, let's do a commercial break. Be right back.
On WATN, AM 1240, we are Talk and News. WATN.